On this episode of LVAD Talk, we talk with Kevin Alexander Taveras. We discuss how he found out he had heart failure. Men, why do we think we're invincible? Lasik is the devil. Single dads and LVADs. Sneezing after surgery. Defibrillators, shocks, and PvP video games. Mini strokes in emergency rooms. Getting the Gastric sleeve. Nissans and Twitch streaming. Let's have a conversation with Kevin Alexander Taveras. Ladies and gentlemen, LVAD family, LVAD nation, I am here with my man Kevin, and we're going to have a conversation about our LVADs. Kevin, how are you doing today?
I'm good, man. How are you?
How do you pronounce your last name?
It's Taveras.
Taveras.
A lot of people say Travers or Taveras, but it's Taveras.
Yeah,
Taveras.
see, that I was going to say that, so I'm glad I asked.
Yeah, it's all right.
So what's going on? How you feel today?
I actually feel pretty good. I've been feeling better, which I don't like because every time I feel better, I end up hospitalized. So I tend to be, I guess, a little bit more fearful of the good feeling. Uh-huh. But at the moment, you know, I'm just, I don't know, what's a good term, vibing.
Okay. Okay.
Enjoying the ride right now.
So how long have you had your LVAD?
So I received my LVAD October 12th, 2019.
Okay.
I have about a little bit over a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, about a year and a half actually. Yeah. Okay. And yeah.
What was the initial diagnosis? Like, how did you come about knowing you needed it?
So let me start from the beginning.
Okay.
Because that's the best way to, do it. So 2018, I was in a really weird situation with my ex, and there was a huge custody battle for my daughter. Mm-hmm. And I didn't do much, but I ended up getting full custody. Mm-hmm. Because it was just safer for her to be with me.
Okay.
And this is October, end of October 2018. So I went 100% full-time, 7 days a week. Dad worked my full 9 to 5. I also was a bouncer on the side at night. I'm a big guy, I'm 6'3". Okay. And the camera doesn't help. So, I was working, went through kind of a mild depression, not gonna lie. And because I had a mild depression and I was working a lot, and I also was a cigarette smoker and I drank back in 2018, I just thought the reason I didn't feel good was because I just wasn't feeling good. Mm-hmm. I ended up having pneumonia. Okay. Double lung pneumonia. I think it's called not bilateral, it's something else. And the pneumonia I thought was just a bad cold. Then I just thought that I needed to quit cigarettes, so I quit smoking, I quit drinking. By the end of November, I woke up on the floor at my job in the bathroom. I didn't know what happened. I passed out. Mm-hmm. Mind you, I worked another 4 hours and didn't tell anybody. Mm-hmm. Then the next day I had to go back to court and for family stuff. And when I left, I thought I was having like an anxiety attack. Now, mind you, I've never had anxiety attack. I really don't even know what anxiety is till today. Like, I understand it. I just don't, Right. I don't know when it's anxiety or it's just a little, rhythm. I felt like my chest was, I felt my chest was going to explode. Mm-hmm. And I called my boss. I said, hey, I'm on my way to work. I just feel a little weird. I might take a break. I might drink a coffee or something, He goes, Kevin, you've been sounding like terrible for the last week. Go to the hospital. I was like, oh man, I can call my doctor. And he's like, Kevin, go to the hospital. I go,
as men, we tend to be a little hard-headed with that.
Yeah, I mean, I was hard-headed for a good reason,
because we're gladiators. We could take it. It ain't nothing.
Hey, exactly. Right. Gladiators, we invincible for the best and worst reasons. I'm not invincible. Mm-hmm. And I found that out the minute I went into the hospital. Mm-hmm. They checked my blood pressure. It was like 91 over 48 or something. Mm-hmm. My heart rate, 165.
Okay.
confusing.
Mm-hmm.
So they go, we're going to do some x-rays on you. We're going to do this, and that. And I go, okay, yeah. And this is a small town hospital. I mean, they don't even do pregnancy. They don't even give birth there. You can't give birth there. Like it's very small. And they're like, oh, we're going to do an x-ray, this and that. And they're like, oh, you're in heart failure. I go, heart failure? I'm still moving. I don't know what you mean.
Right.
I'm like, this is the one thing I definitely was never educated on. I was like, I don't know what you mean. You have pneumonia and you're in heart failure.
Mm-hmm.
You have so much fluid in your lungs, it's why you can't breathe. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, is this fixable? Like, are you just telling me this for fun? And they're like, yeah, we're gonna diurese you, which means they're gonna pull out the liquid.
Yes.
And we're gonna do it with something called Lasik, this and that. And that was the day I found out the worst thing in the world.
Oh yeah, Lasik is the devil.
I had open heart surgery. I think Lasik is worse.
Yeah.
Right. And a couple days, they diuresed me for three days, 4 days, almost 3 days. I lost 23 pounds
of water weight.
Mm-hmm. Laying in a bed, peeing my brains out. Thousands of liters a day, multiple liters. What's happening is 4th day in, I kind of get this like tachycardia. My heart kind of didn't understand what was going on. I had all this fluid to work with. Now I had no fluid. I was dry. Blood pressure was low. Heart rate was up. I passed out, went to the ICU. Next thing you know, they transferred me down. So I live in Haverhill, Massachusetts. It's north of Boston. Okay. They moved me from that small town hospital because they knew that they couldn't really take care of me like they could. They transferred me to St. Elizabeth's in Brighton. I think it's Brighton, Massachusetts, just closer to Boston. It's on the edge of Boston. It's one of those good hospitals. Okay. And I'm telling you, for months, I mean, they made me take a month and a half off after, trying to get me back to somewhat normal. I never felt great after that. It just got worse. It got worse. I just started feeling, the heavy chest, was fatigued all the time. Anytime, I was on a low sodium diet, I was unhappy with what I ate, made my mood bad, which made me think that that's why I just didn't feel great. It was because my health was declining. Okay. I had something called an ejection fraction. Plenty of people that obviously have the situation or know of it know what an ejection fraction is. When I had gotten my ejection fraction taken in the first hospital before I had that whole episode that brought me to the ICU, it was 20%. Okay. I had that episode. I went to the ICU. I got another echocardiogram. An echocardiogram? No, it's they checked my EF again, and I was at, what was it? 10 to 12%. Okay. Drastic drop. Now, mind you, under 10, they like to they it's not like the safest term, but from pretty much how it was explained, that if I ever went under 10, it's practically just hospice at that point. Oh. It's really hard.
Well, guess where I was at when I had my surgery.
Exactly. Oh yeah, I got there too. That's
I was at 5. Yeah.
Yeah. And they were telling me though, like they never told me LVAD. They never told me anything like that. They were just like, we need to keep you on certain meds, things like that. And I said, fine. And they put me on one pill, Entresto, that I still take till today. I hate that one more than anything. Because I will wake up feeling good, take that pill, terrible. I'll feel weak. I'll feel 85-year-old man, and mind you, I'm 26. It's just not great. So anyways, I went to that hospital, the other hospital in Boston, really was there back and forth. Had a lot of episodes, tachycardia, a lot of high rhythms, a lot of passing out, but low blood pressure, high blood pressure, just kind of was jumping everywhere. I didn't really have a good, they were changing my medicine every week almost because it was just so hard to like control it. I was in and out of the hospital a lot. I had gotten a defibrillator put in. That got an infection, got MRSA in the hospital. Ooh. Yeah. Got infected. Now MRSA is not deathly. It's not, but it's annoying. Right. And it could be deathly. Just, it's more annoying than anything. So I actually had to get that defibrillator taken out. And then a few months later, after they PICC lined me and cleaned me out and got everything out of me, They then put another one in me.
Okay.
And it was just these small procedures that are just annoying.
Mm-hmm.
That summer 2019, just got into a mood where I was like, want to live.
Okay.
I was 20. I had just turned 25. I was like, not really even thinking about making it to 25. Never mind, past it. I was just like, I want to live. I want to go back out. I want to be young.
Mm-hmm.
It happens, you know. You're my age, any age, honestly. You just kind of get, like that sometimes. Get down a little bit. So I started hanging out with certain people, partying, whatever. Light drinking started. Then I started smoking cigarettes again. And I started noticing who I was. And I was like, I need to stop.
Mm-hmm.
I quit everything. Weirdly, my health felt great. Like I felt good. I was like, how did that happen? I was just like poisoning myself. How is this happening? Well, fast forward 2 weeks later, I'm on a trip to New York with my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And me and her at Staten Island, a friend of hers, having the time of our life for like 3-4 days. And the fourth day I just said, man, I don't feel good. She's like, you want to go back home? I said, yeah. And so I called my mom. I said, hey, because they were watching my daughter for that time. I said, hey, tell Sam I'm coming home. I got home and like, I've never felt that bad.
How did you travel? Did you fly?
We took a car. We took a car. We took her a big old Jeep, Gladiator, new ones, and nice.
Yeah.
And we drove. I drove a little bit, but I think there was the problem is that when we were in Staten Island, we went to New York City, and we were walking around New York City a long time. I just think I hadn't really done that in such a long time.
Put a little strain on you.
Put a little strain on me. I wasn't walking for 10 minutes. I was walking for 10 hours. Back and forth, place to place, or Manhattan, all over. Within the same week that I got back, I went to an appointment, a regular appointment, checkup, yada, yada. How are you doing? They kept me 3 days. They diuresed me. I had fluid in my lungs. I was having trouble breathing. I didn't feel good. Then the following week, they let me go that weekend. The following week, they wanted me to come back in. So I came back in for an appointment. And I still remember my doctor looking at me. She goes, I think something's wrong, Kevin. I go, yeah, I'm in heart failure. I have cardiomyopathy. I have this. I have myocarditis. Like, what do you want? She's like, no, like, I think there's something a lot worse going on, and I think we need to keep you. No, you kept me last week. I feel great. My weight's fine. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm taking the home Lasik. I'm fine. She's like, just for a day. That day turned into 5. 5 turned into an ICU moment. ICU moment turned into transfer me to Mass General, one of the best hospitals in the world in Boston. I still didn't know why I got transferred. Mind you, I was a little out of it. I was in the ICU. They had me on some stuff that didn't make me obviously think clearly. I show up to Boston, huge hospital. Never been to a hospital that big. I mean, I've been there when I was a kid. Really was never really prepared to go something like that. And, you get 8 doctors walk in instead of the 2 or 3 that you do at a regular.
Right.
And you got these research people and you get these transplant people, and all these people are talking to me. And I'm like, I have to talk to transplant people. And that's when it hit me. This isn't okay.
Right.
I'm not getting out of this hospital.
Something's different.
Something's different. Something's not going right. Then comes in the LVAD team, left ventricle assist device team, VAD team, whatever you want to call them, coordinators, doctors, they all came in. They looked at me, they're like, do you want your mom here? Because my mom was there by my side since the first day. Since literally the first ER that I went to, she's been by my side. My best friend, I love that woman. She's here. She's why I'm here, because she gave birth to me, but she's why I'm still here, because she's always been in my corner. And my sister too. My sister, my dad, my mom. I mean, I couldn't do anything without them. My brother's a really good support too, but those 3 are always next to me helping me. So they come in and they try talking to me about LVAD and this and that. They're like, oh, and I'm just there like, honestly, I have no clue what's going on. And I'm out of it. He goes, well, how about you go and we're going to have someone come to you and talk to you more about it and get a little bit more into it. And I said, sure. VAD coordinator that I still talk to today comes in with the machine and the wiring and this and that and tubes. And I'm like, what is all this? I'm like, what is this for? They're like, your heart.
And they show it to you, because I remember they did the same to me, and it doesn't make sense right at that moment.
I was like, what are you talking about?
Where are you going to stick that?
Yeah, where are you going to put that, man? I'm chubby, man. There's stuff in here. Unless you give me a lipo, I don't know where you're going to put all that stuff. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I still remember they brought some guy in. Mm-hmm. And this guy had an LVAD. He was possibly getting explanted. He ended up not going that way. He was supposed to be there to get explanted. The numbers weren't perfect, so they couldn't take it out. And I wish they didn't show me that guy.
Okay.
This guy's 50-something years old. I'm 25 at the time. I really couldn't relate. Mm-hmm. Like, it could, heart failure-wise, but life-wise.
Lifestyle-wise, right, yeah.
He was talking about he does what he wants. He has a couple of drinks here and there. I'm like, this guy looks like he's doing great. Mm-hmm. He's getting it explanted. Oh, it can come out? I don't have to get a transplant? That's not like... But they never really told me the percentage of people that get explanted. Mm-hmm. It's like less than like 0.5%. Mm-hmm. It's terrible. So I go, man, I don't know. They ask me a bunch of questions. Transplant teams they're confusing me with all these big questions and words, and I didn't know anything at the time.
Right.
I was like, man, I just thought I had heart failure and viral cardiomyopathy. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. So they come in with the paperwork and they're like, Kevin, I give you less than 30 days. Doctor told me straight to my face. I give you less than 30 days. He's the head of heart failure, and he personally is like the main doctor for the LVADs.
Okay.
He goes, I give you 30 days max. And my daughter was in the room. And I went, man, shit. I hate thinking about it. And I was like,
how old was she at that time?
She was 3.
Okay.
And she's next to my mom and my sister. And they're like, what do you mean 30 days? Mm-hmm. Like a month? He goes, yeah. And you're going to be on milrinone and this and that. And you're probably going to be in the hospital for most of it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what are we going to do? And they go, well, we have something you can do. The LVAD, we've been talking to you about it. I was all over the place. I was like, oh shit. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. What are we doing? What are we waiting for? Like, oh, we can get you into surgery tomorrow morning. I said, yeah, give me whatever you need. 30 days. Are you kidding me?
Right.
And I'm telling you, man, like, I've been sad. I've lost people. I've cried here and there. I don't think I've ever cried that much, man. My mom held me. Sister held me. I had my daughter walk out with my mom to go grab something, like a snack or something. Mm-hmm. So she didn't see it. Yeah. I didn't want her to see my weakness at that point, because I was her biggest strength. Mm-hmm. She always looked at me as like, Dad's got this. And I still remember the next morning, they're getting me all like cleaned up and giving me this weird shower where they like use that
antibacterial shower.
Prep.
Yeah.
They're chlor prepping me, man. And I'm like, the hell are you doing to me, man? What is this yellow orangey stuff you're putting on me? And they're like, we're just getting you prepped. And they're shaving my chest. And, I'm like, it's like, oh, man, what the hell's going on? And, they're like, you're going down. And, I gave my mom a hug and a kiss. My daughter wasn't there. She was home. And she had school, so it wasn't going to happen. And I still remember, I looked at my mom. I go, Mom, I don't know what's going to happen. And I don't know what we're going to do when I get out. Mm-hmm. And if I even get out, because there's a chance that you don't make it. It's like any surgery. But if I do, don't let me give up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be in the right mental space to fight nonstop. And I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
I woke up, breathing tube coming out my throat. I passed out again. I woke up hours later. And my chest, I mean, you would have thought a kangaroo kicked me in the chest.
Mm-hmm.
I was just so like winded, and I just didn't know what to do, and I was scared, and I was frustrated, and I didn't know where to go, and I couldn't move. I couldn't walk, and my legs weren't like really working. I guess I could move my toes, but like I didn't have any strength. And also I was on a bunch of pain meds and all this other stuff. I had these tubes going up my stomach, and you know, anybody with an LVAD knows it's just a bunch of stuff going on. And they didn't have that whole procedure where they go under your, you know, like your left boob or something, straight down the middle, you know?
Yeah.
I sneezed maybe 10 minutes after waking up.
Ooh, I know what you're talking about.
I know you know. I know you know. Everybody knows. Everybody knows.
I caught the hiccups. I caught the hiccups for like a day.
Yeah.
It was the worst ever.
Yeah, that was like traumatizing. I'm not gonna lie. I honestly, after I sneezed, and they had me like grab a pillow and this and that and all this stuff.
That red pillow.
And they were like, "Oh my God, are you in pain?" I'm like, "Yeah." I got like the tear coming down my eye. And I'm like, "Oh man, what the hell's going on?" Like, and they're like, "Don't worry, we got you." And they like put some freaking Dilaudid into my, you know, IV, and I felt better within seconds. And that was another problem. I was in so much pain. They gave me that little button.
Yeah.
And for days, man, I was slapping that button. Now, I'm not a pill taker. I took the heart pills and all that stuff.
But after that button is your friend. Yeah.
Went home. I had little procedures. I went home. I waited it out. I was dependent on it after like day 4. And that's when I looked at them. I was like, "You need to get me off this." And after a week or so, I got off. Was walking. I was like really walking. They had me walk around. That wasn't walking. I had like the whatever it's called.
Yeah, the little walker.
The walker. Yeah, the walker. Exactly. Yeah, the walker. Yeah, I wasn't really walking. But after a week or so, I really got back into just, you know, moving around. I was in pain, but I was moving around. They started taking out tubes, and within 3 weeks, I was home. Made it right before Halloween. I spent Halloween with my daughter, which was really cool because she loves Halloween. She was dressing up, just a princess, whatever. And I wasn't hospitalized after that. I only went back for appointments. INR one thing, but it ended up being a false test, so I ended up going home. By November, I was going to my best friend's party at a casino. My birthday party at a casino. I was I went to a concert. I was more active with the LVAD than before it.
Yeah.
And honestly, even though I didn't feel great, I felt a lot better than before. And that LVAD really helped me get back to normal.
I always tell people it's like I didn't realize how sick I was until after I got the LVAD, and you could tell the difference.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Because you deal with it. You kind of, as a daily thing, you're so used to it. And then when you got something different, you're like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to feel like.
Exactly. Now, you know, I'm not perfect. I think we all know that. Things can go wrong. And they did. To 2020, COVID hit. I broke up with my girlfriend because I was like, I got to pay attention to my kid. Like 100%. Like I'm scared. Everybody was scared. You know, March, things started closing down.
Yeah.
It's going to be for 2 weeks, into months. And I mainly just spent my time either with my kid, but then she got older. She was like 4 by then. So she started doing her own thing, kind of playing with her Barbies.
You just wait, 10 is coming. You just wait.
She's 5, and sometimes I think she's 15. She doesn't want me to play with her Barbies with her. She wants to watch her show. Like if she wants me, it's because she wants to take a nap or something, or she's hungry. A super independent child, and she had to be. Been months in the hospital, before the LVAD, I was in the hospital 2-3 weeks a month. It was back and forth, in and out all the time. Oh, I went through this ambulance, you name it.
Right.
But like I said, I felt good. It felt great. That wasn't perfect compared to how it was before I got the LVAD. I felt great. I was playing with my kid. I was picking her up. She was like 40 pounds at the time.
Right.
I was picking her up, throwing her in the air. My chest was healed. When I sneeze and cough, I didn't heal perfect. So when I sneeze and cough, it still hurts. But it's I guess, maintainable. Mm-hmm. More like I'm used to it. It's an everyday thing. I'm used to it. Well, every story has, multiple chapters and multiple bumps. And my 26th birthday last year, I celebrated it with happiness and joy. That nothing was going to stop me and life is going to be great. Fast forward 10 days. I'm playing video games with my friends on my TV. That's how everybody was doing it. Everybody's playing video games. It was just the thing. And there was nothing you can do anything. Right. Go to a restaurant.
Right. Yeah, my Xbox Live got used. Yes.
Yeah. Right. It wasn't just. I got tired of Netflix at one point.
Right.
So I started. I put that PlayStation on, and the gaming was a good way to get my mind out of the true reality, which was like, I'm bionic, man. Like, the not to be able to shower every day was killing me. The whole nurses coming to do my stuff. My sister, thank God, she has a medical degree, and she was, really the biggest help when it came to taking care of my wounds and me and my dressing area. I've never had a dressing problem, which is the best. That's like a big thing a lot of people go through, is getting infections, and that's like a scary way that you can fast forward to a bad time.
Yeah.
But 10 days after my birthday, playing video games with my friends, I told them, hey, I gotta pee, I'll be right back. And they go, yeah, no problem. Stand up from my chair. I take one step around my chair to go to my door, and I feel a shock.
Oh.
Defibrillator goes off.
Okay. Wait, now, was that your first time?
That was my first time like awake. It's gone off when I was in surgery.
Okay.
Not that they've had to shock me, or I've been like passed out and they shocked me, but I've never like been full blown awake for it. But I was full blown awake for that.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Yeah,
what game were you playing?
Warzone.
Yeah. See.
Call of Duty.
So. Hold on. I got a shock playing games too. I was playing PvP.
And, you play,
yeah,
man.
that's why I wanted to know the correlation. I wanted to know were you playing PvP or not.
Oh yeah.
Because I am a trash talker.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, and that's when I learned that you have to be in total control of everything, your emotions and everything. I wasn't feeling bad at all. I was feeling great. I was trash talking this dude, and zap. Next thing you know, I was popped. But it wasn't my first time though, so I kind of knew what it was.
Yeah. But still, it's still a shock.
Right.
It's still a shock. Well, that shock was actually a misfire.
Okay.
It hit me. It wasn't supposed to.
Oh, so you started having problems with your ICD?
It went off on accident.
Oh, okay.
Mind you, we are also like talking shit for like 10 minutes before I got up.
Yeah.
And we weren't even playing.
Okay.
So if I was like heat of the moment, last couple of people, I got 1,000 things going on, I'm freaking out. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, that's how it got me. I was pulling the trigger on somebody.
Exactly.
And got laid back.
I
was like, how they shoot me for real?
They shot me for real.
He shot me through the TV.
Mama, they got me. But it's like one of those movies. But what ended up happening was we were just talking shit for like 10 minutes in the lobby, man. We weren't even playing. I was dead for like the last 10 minutes of the game before. Like, it was Battle Royale. Like, I wasn't even playing. And just got up, just misfired, just shocked me. It wasn't supposed to. Went into a rhythm. All I remember was I got shocked, and then I felt like I was falling. I woke up 2 days later. In those 2 days, and I woke up 2 days later in the ICU, CICU, in Mass General, breathing tube down my throat. I was like throwing up, and they were pulling it out. So what ended up happening, and this is, I wasn't awake for it. So this is just my biggest, everybody's telling me their piece, and then me putting it into one story was I got shocked. I felt dizzy, and I screamed out for my niece who lives with us. My niece Mia, she just turned 14. She's honestly been a lot of help. My parents took in 3 of my cousin's kids 9 years ago, and 8-9 years ago, and they've had them since. My cousin never got custody back. So one of them's like 19. She's out the house. She's doing her own thing. The other one's 14, and then we have an 8-year-old who we got at 5 months. It was 8 years, so like 5 months we got him. And the 13-year-old at the time, I guess she found me, and I was in my room that was next to like the kids' playroom for my daughter, and they all like play and watch movies together. And I was over this stand-up fan, and the fan was completely broken. I guess I said, get mom or whatever. And from there, it was just like chaos. They called the team, they did everything, 911, ambulance came, ambulance shocked me. On my way to the, to the hospital.
Okay.
Because I guess I just kind of stopped. Everything just stopped. The LVAD didn't. The LVAD's what saved me.
Right. The
LVAD didn't stop. So even when everything else stopped, that was still pumping blood. That's why I didn't have like crazy like brain stuff. I got to the hospital at Holy Family in Methuen. They had to shock me again because I was a mess. They flew me in a helicopter down to Boston, and they had to shock me in the helicopter, and then they had to shock me again at Mass General. I think my heart completely stopped twice and almost stopped like 3 times. Like they know, when it's the beats are going to the wrong way. They got me somewhat stable the following day because it's happened at night, and then 2 days later I woke up in the middle of the morning, and they started explaining to me that the ICD went off, this and that, and all this stuff, and then they were like, "Oh, we're also gonna have neuro talk to you." And mind you, when I woke up, I couldn't see my phone. Everything was blurry. I had a stroke.
Oh, okay.
My INR was perfect though, 2.4. I can remember. We were supposed to keep it from 2 to 3, so it wasn't an INR issue. It's not like I had 10 pounds of kale before that night. No, I don't even need kale. That makes it simple. So I ended up getting I had like a full-blown stroke with tachycardia. They also said I went into something called torsage, just like a really bad rhythm that made my heart stop multiple times. Even though the LVAD was pumping the blood still, if I didn't have the LVAD, it would have just been considered like, So for the following 3 months after that, I was in and out of the hospital. I was in the hospital 75% of the time.
Okay.
For 3 months straight. Surgeries, I ended up getting the defibrillator taken out and a new one put in the spot that had gotten infected the year before. Then I ended up getting a hematoma in the old spot, in the old defibrillator, like where the defibrillator was that falsely shocked me. And that was like so much pain, so they had to cut me open again. I had one procedure, then another procedure, then it got infected.
Wow.
All in and out of the hospital. I went home for a couple of days, ended up back in the hospital. And because of COVID, they were trying to get me out as soon as possible. They just knew that wasn't the safest place for me. Actually, home was a lot safer than there. Again, infection. They had to clean me out. It was bad. They had to clean me out the whole 9. And then after that visit, I was pretty much, I guess, somewhat comfortable. And besides an INR issue, I haven't had a serious issue until, now mind you, I was in the gym, I was walking after that all happened, my mindset was like, we got to get that transplant.
Right.
Now, I'm a big guy, almost 6'3", 6'2.5", but I say 6'3". Even the extra, half inch. I fight for it. I put Tim's on for a reason.
Right.
I get the extra half inch. So what ends up happening is I get to a point where I'm active, and they changed one of my meds, and they put me on something called mixilotine and amiodarone. Heart-wise, I was doing better. I felt like crap after I started taking them.
Yeah, I had
Really
a problem with that too. Yeah.
Yeah, amiodarone's the big one.
It ain't no other way of saying it. It just makes you feel icky.
Yeah, like I haven't taken a shower or something. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I felt gross. Like I felt like I just ate like 10 bags of nacho, like 10 bags of like Cheetos, and I'm like trying to get off my couch. Like I just felt weak, not like a fun way. And they're telling me I finally got off of it. But months of that, I really felt okay. When I looked at my daughter, I didn't have that back feeling like, man, I can't believe I'm going to be leaving her this early. I had that, I'm here. I'm going to get that transplant. Weight loss is a bitch. I had a lot of issues with weight loss.
That's my struggle. That's my struggle
right now. Went up, went down, went up. If I went down too much, I ended up having like really bad blood pressures, like too low. And when I was too high, I started having fluid issues. It was just like a lot of things.
It's a balance. It's a tightrope game we have to play.
It is. I go to we get to stages where this December, like I said, I've been feeling great. Thanksgiving, really active Thanksgiving. We cooked, moving around, everything was fine. 2 days before Christmas, the 23rd of December, having a phone appointment with my doctor, because everything's on Zoom nowadays, my cardiologist. She was like, no, we need to get blood pressures on. And you have to get testing. I was like, oh, I can just go to the place down the street. But she's like, no, but they're not going to be your blood pressure.
Yeah.
I said, all right, fine. Oh, I'll see you there. No, I've been driving, no issue. Need help, fine. My vision's fine. After the whole stroke situation, by the way, I fully recovered. Sometimes my right eye will get a little blurry randomly, but they just think that's just kind of like long. That's just something that's going to happen. I'm driving down. I'm talking about that right eye. Started going blurry. My head was killing me. It was like a bad headache, a full-blown migraine, actually. I'm driving down 93, which is a very busy highway. It's the number one highway. Well, 95, but it's like mostly the number one highway for everybody to get to the main city, Boston, where all the suburbs go to. I ended up getting weakness in my arms and my legs. Called my sister, my mom. I don't know what to do. She's like, just pull over. And I'm still stubborn. I drove all the way to the hospital. I was only like 6 minutes away. But 6 minutes on 5 of it on the highway isn't the safest thing.
Right.
By the time I got to the parking lot, and I'd called my team during this, I got to the parking lot. I got out of the car. My legs were jello. My arms were weak. I could barely carry my carrying bag, my extra machine, and my extra batteries. I'm like struggling to get to the elevator because I'm like on the 3rd floor. I got to the elevator. I'm like holding on to things. This guy next to me thinks I'm like a drug addict or something. I'm like, just kidding. He's like, and I literally looked at him. I was like, dude, I need help. He goes, no, just walked away.
Wow.
Fucking thanks. I was like, you're an asshole. But also it's COVID. I was like, fuck that. I go to I make it barely to the ER. And I'm like dragging myself in. They're like, what's wrong, sir? I'm like, I need help. I think I'm having a stroke. She's like, sir, what's your name? Telling you, man. I was like, what? They were like, sir, what's your name? I was like, Kevin Taveras. They were going, okay, Kevin, how can we help you? I looked at that lady, and I looked at the other lady. I took my mask off, and the other lady goes, that kid has an LVAD. And she goes, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they like grabbed the wheelchair and brought me in. And like, next thing you know, I had like 5 doctors and 2 nurses next to me. And they were like, oh, this and that. The neuro showed up, blah, blah, blah. Let's just say it got claimed as a TIA. It's just a small, short period, minor, like it's like a stroke, but it's just a minor period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Resolves itself within 24 hours. But it didn't resolve itself when I got there. It got significantly worse. I couldn't pick up my arms. My arm fell off the side of the bed. I was like trying to use my other arm to grab it. I had no strength, had no ability. I was losing control, losing vision on my right eye. It was scary. It was probably the scariest thing because I was awake for it.
Mm-hmm. And
I still remember it. I had a nightmare not too long ago about it. And they had me in the ICU. They then brought me down to the regular room. They had all these scans, all this stuff. I feel like, I was able to go home 2 days later. Like I said, it resolved itself within 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like crap, like really bad. But I think the main reason why I was able to leave was because of the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think the reason why it wasn't made as big of an issue, I had a surgery coming up for gastric sleeve because I needed to lose weight and I was having a lot of trouble in the weight center, and my cardiologist said, let's give you help. And obviously dieting wasn't working, so they gave me, weight surgery. And they took my stomach and they cut like 85% of it out. But because I think that was coming up, that's why they were kind of making it not a serious issue. I go home after the whole visit, home for Christmas, see my daughter. Spent a couple hours with her mom that day, but I ended up picking her up, and she was just like, Daddy, you scared me.
Mm-hmm.
I go, why? And you said you were going to go to the doctors, and then you didn't come back.
Mm-hmm. My kids are like that. Anytime, like even if it's an INR, they're like,
they know.
I had to do a sleep study the other day.
Oh, yeah, I done one. Oof.
Yeah, and my kids was like, Daddy, when sometimes you go to the hospital, you don't come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's something that I think my daughter understands. Mm-hmm. She hates it. But for such a young age, 5 years old, she really understands that. Like, when I'm sick, I'm sick.
Mm-hmm.
And when Daddy's good, go on the trampoline, let's go on the swings in the backyard, let's grill. If it's winter, let's have a snowball fight. Watch movies, let's play games. Daddy doesn't feel good days. And she's totally understandable about it, which is great. It's awesome. It sucks because I don't want her to see this.
Yeah.
But it's life, man. We go, and I end up getting the surgery done in January this year. Lost 28 pounds since. Only about 24 pounds away from getting listed. Mm-hmm. So I'll take it.
So I want to talk to you about that because I'm about to go down the same road.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going through the process here. They make you got to go through, you go to the weight loss center and there's classes and everything you got to take. So it seems like I will be able to have surgery in June or July, depending on COVID numbers, because they stopped they consider it right. They consider it elective surgery. So when the numbers are up, they stop having elective surgery. So it depends on that.
That's actually why I didn't have the surgery in the summer last year.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I actually kept prolonged. And then the office was terrible at scheduling. Mm-hmm. Actually, that's why I didn't get it until January. I was supposed to have it.
And I'm at the point like, I'm ready. Just go ahead and do it now. Why y'all making me wait?
All right, so I didn't have to wait.
Right. I need to talk to your doctor.
You know what it was? I think it was the fact that my numbers didn't make it seem like I had time. Mm-hmm. Like when I left the hospital, I would say the last visit out of that 3-month stroke period where I had the stroke and I had the heart attacks and I had the heart stopping and all this stuff happened so many times, and the infections and the surgeries.
Mm-hmm. That kind of pushed you up.
the doctor looked at me. One of them says, "I've been reading your file, and honestly, I'm very interested because you've been on an up and down road since you started this whole thing." Oh yeah, man. Well, it's life. It's not perfect. Goes, "You need to lose weight." I said, "Yeah, I know." It's like, "Yeah, but you need to get a transplant." Yeah, I know. Explant's not a choice at this point. But then he looks at me. He goes, "Kevin, I'm telling you. Everybody is telling you their medical advice. I'm telling you as a person, you need to lose the weight." And it hit me as in like, this motherfucker knows. I mean, this guy. Sorry, this guy knows. Sorry, this guy knows the real stuff. He's telling me straightforward, "Man, you don't take care of this now, you're gonna die." And he didn't say it, so it's not on record. Don't worry. GH, don't worry, no one's suing you. But it was straightforward enough for me to go, "I know what you mean, and I'm going to take that." And I'm telling you, it was active. That's why I think that's the reason I'm still here. I'm so active, even though I have like a lot more weight to lose. Active stuff like that. Surgery, went through it, got out like a boss. Had a small little pocket of blood, but I actually pushed it out myself one day, like an idiot, because they give you like 6 little cuts, and one of them had like a pocket of blood build up, and I popped it like a pimple, like an idiot. Blood everywhere. It was great. And I didn't tell them till 2 days later because I was like scared to tell them. Like, man, I made a mistake. I'm on benders and I like force blood out of my body. Yeah, you do stupid shit when you're bored. But yeah, the LVAD thing hurts, man. It hurts because it wasn't like I worked at like a toll center and just pressed a button all day. Gave back change. I had a really active 9 to 5. I was in an office, but I was talking. I was doing a lot of things. Before that, I was a salesperson for years. And then I was a bouncer as well, part-time. And I hate to use it this way, but I felt like a man. I felt nothing could stop me. Well, something could.
Right.
And that's the only thing I think mentally I still deal with. Is that looking in the mirror and feeling like, are you still Kevin? I am. I'm a new Kevin.
Right.
Not the preferable kind.
And
I don't
think when they tell you about it, they tell you about all the physical things, but they don't tell you about the psychological changes that you can go through.
Yeah. And I tried the therapy, man. I opened myself up to 2 therapists. Shit, I made one of my therapists cry. It ain't for me, man.
Yeah.
Therapy ain't for me. You know what helps me get back on track?
What's that?
My dad. Dad is my best friend. Him and my mother have been married 30-something years. They are a team. If they fight, they are any, couple.
Right.
But they're a team, man. They do stuff together. And they do it smart. And I notice my dad sometimes just go, "Gotta do what you gotta do." And he's been telling me this since I was like 8 years old, and I used to work with him on the weekend. Life isn't happy. Like and he says it in Spanish. You gotta do it in English. But life isn't happy. Like it's not always happy. You have happy moments. Life isn't always happy. It's not always a great time. Whenever I remember that, I go, I'm battling. I'm in the trenches. I got things flying over my head. I'm trying. Maybe one day I get that transplant, man.
Yeah.
Maybe one day COVID rids the world and gets out of the freaking world. I mean, and I take that trip to Japan.
Dude, I want to go with you. I'm down.
Hey man, let's go, baby. You, me, and my another brother of mine, another heart brother of ours, Carlos.
I want to go to Japan to go.
Dude,
I want to go to Sega World in Tokyo.
Yes, and I want to marry somebody. And then I need me an Asian wife. No. But so stupid of me. But no, yeah, no, I want to, man. Yeah, Sega World's it. Nintendo anything.
Mhm.
I also obsessed with street cars drag racing.
Yeah.
So I always want to do that.
Yeah, I'm scared I'm gonna come back with a Nissan Skyline or something.
Woo! Man, 25 years, 96s.
Yeah.
Skyline 96 96 Skylines are available, man. You can get them. They're expensive, but you can get them in America now. Yeah. Oh, man, I'm telling you, I'm also a Nissan guy. Like I'm
a Nissan guy.
I have a Nissan Maxima Sport.
So I'm gonna tell you now, as a Nissan guy, do yourself a favor. Don't get an Infinity. If you get an Infinity,
that's not Nissan.
But
Nissan.
Hold on. But if you get an Infinity, you will be spoiled.
Yeah, it's Q50. That's it.
Well, my first Nissan was an i30, but it was
really?
It was a 5-speed.
Oh, yeah.
So imagine a Maxima as a stick.
Oof. As an automatic, I'm sorry, but it's bad. I go a little too fast sometimes.
Imagine it, and then imagine when I had mine. I wasn't living here in Virginia. I was living in, Northern Virginia, DC, Maryland area. I worked in DC, okay. And they have the bypass, the 295 bypass, where when it's not rush hour, people just normally cruise at like 70. And because it's DC, everybody drives BMWs, Lexus, Mercedes.
There's a lot more than 70.
Yeah. So they're cruising, but you could be in 5th gear, drop it to 4th, rev up to 100 real quick, pop it in 5th, and just. I'm telling you. I'm searching for. I want a G37 hardtop convertible.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I want.
I had a G37. 2010 G37 years ago before my daughter was born.
And I don't want a new one. I want one about the price I'm willing to pay. I want maybe a 2012.
Yeah. No, you don't buy new ones.
I want like a 2012, and it's not going to be my everyday car anyway. I'm only going to drive it in the spring, the summer, and the fall. I'm gonna park it in the winter. So
if I had that extra money. Your boy be the same. I'll tell you. I'll tell you, man. If I had that extra money, I wasn't worrying about putting money away for my kid, all that stuff. You always got to plan for worse. I'm telling you, man. I would own a Q50, brand new,
all day long, yeah.
That would be my regular car, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I would soup up that goddamn Maxima from beginning to end, man. I've seen souped up Maximas, and I purposely so I was gonna buy a brand new Nissan Rogue. Okay. Because I was like,
you would have been disappointed.
I'm a dad. I don't need a fast car. Mind you, I had a Cadillac SRX before that. Mm-hmm. With the panoramic sunroof, I was just looking for something simple, something that was reliable. Cadillac broke, and I tried fixing it because they gave me a quote for $3,000 to fix the engine. I said, I'll fix the engine. I should have just gave them the money. I ended up actually having to junk that car. Sadly, beautiful thing, all leather, pearlescent white outside.
Nice.
Diamond when you the sun hit it. But yeah, I was like, I'll go get a Nissan Rogue. I was on Pinterest one day. My mom was trying to help me set up something for, what was it? I was at the hospital last year for my stroke, and she's trying to keep me active in a sense. I'm in a hospital bed by myself, COVID, no visitors, and she's oh, you should go on Pinterest and look at new ideas for Celine's room. My daughter Celine, look for her room and this and that. We're gonna do new bed. We're gonna change some things around. She's growing, And I'm looking around and I came by a post. Mind you, cars were nothing at the time. New cars were full price, but anything used was so cheap because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
He had so many cars just sitting there. No one was buying anything. No one had money. No one, the insurance, the unemployment insurance benefits that people were banking on to get the economy back to normal weren't even hitting yet. The extras,
Right.
I think they might have just hit, but they weren't. No one was buying anything. So you could buy. There was 2016 Passats, Volkswagen. You know, we're talking about $18,000-$19,000 car. They're selling for $7,000.
Mm-hmm.
Hertz and all these other places. So then I said, you know what? I'm not going to go new. I'm going to go old. Not too old. I said 2013 is my biggest cutoff.
Mm-hmm.
It's because I like systems that are already integrated. I want to put my iPhone in and just, you know, I don't want to have to edit it and put all that electric work.
Mm-hmm.
Already electric. I don't want to mess with anything electric. It's fun, but I'd rather get that part out of the way. And I want to clean tires and stuff. Like, you know, I just wanted to keep as much money in my pocket as I could. I came by a Nissan Maxima 2014 Premium Sports Edition. Full leather, black, rims perfect, man. I was like, I will keep those rims till this car blows up. Mm-hmm. I don't even need new rim. Like every car I've ever had, I always thought, what's the newest rim I can get for it? What's this or that? That one, I think they came up with the perfect one for it. I don't want to lower it or anything. No, I'm not about that. I live in Massachusetts. They don't fix potholes the same day. So, yeah, that's why I started shopping for that. And I said, and the Pinterest, like I said, Pinterest saw that all these like additions and, you know, renditions and stuff, like the things that you could do with it. Mm-hmm. And I started looking up YouTube videos on how to soup up a Nissan Maxima, and they're saying 2014 is the best year. And I found one perfect price at a place near my house, clean, well under 100,000 miles, like for 2014 on especially like a Maxima, which is considered like a regular car. Mm-hmm. Having under 100,000 miles for a 6-year-old car was great. Because here, you know, you have to drive to everything. It's not New York. You can't just like walk down the street and get something.
Right.
You know, we live in the suburbs, man. You know, I'm on the border of New Hampshire, so you know, you have to drive 25, 30 minutes just to get to the mall.
How far are you from Andover?
15.
Okay.
Yeah, it goes Andover, North Andover, Lawrence is there, Methuen, and then Haverhill.
When I was working, I used to come to Andover to classes at Polycom all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know what we're famous for in Massachusetts, and Andover has it. Mm-hmm. Raytheon. Oh
yeah. Okay.
We're famous for that.
Yeah.
That and the Red Sox and the Patriots.
Yeah.
Before Brady. I don't want to talk about it. I'm crying over here. I'm still hurt. But I'm still hurt, man. Oh man. No, so I ended up getting into a so I had the surgery. It's back on the heart failure side. I can talk about cars all day.
Okay, yeah. But people have to know that we're more than just the LVAD. We're people. Man, we have interests. It's more than just that. That doesn't define who you are.
I love cars, but I've always been a gamer.
Okay.
High intensity gamer too. I mean, I like playing the regular stuff. Mind you, I'll kill anybody in board games. But don't mess with me on Monopoly. I will put a hotel on every block. But video games. It's always been an escape. There was a lot of years after my daughter was born that I wasn't playing because I was focusing more on work and her. And the older she got, the more I noticed that like I can do more me time. Mm-hmm. And mind you, because I was hospitalized so much, my daughter has kind of gotten into that mode where she knows how to do her own thing. Mm-hmm. She's not needy. She's not like, where's my dad at every moment? If I'm home, she's good. She's like, I know where you are. Like, I'm going to go play with my toys. I'm going to go watch this show. I'm going to go, you know, I mean, I help her with like ABC Mouse and stuff, but she does all the other stuff by herself. And like I said, unless she's hungry or tired, she don't look at me. I want it, you know, she's growing up. What am I going to do? But yeah, gaming, that's my big thing. And in December, before I had that TIA, I was like, man, I want to go out, and everybody's going out. I want to go out. But COVID for us ain't the same for COVID for some regular person.
Right. Mm-hmm.
COVID for us is a little different. Now, I get it. COVID is, it's huge. It is a pandemic. I get it, but there's a lot of, you gotta look at all the numbers, and there's plenty of people that can go and get it, and they're gonna be fine. Until they give it to, which is the problem.
Right.
But I don't understand. You can give it to somebody, you can hurt somebody. Not every person that gets COVID is gonna die, and every person that gets COVID is gonna be sick.
But we're a little more sensitive than the average person.
Yeah, our immune systems do get hurt by the fact that we are running on different equipment, and the pills are not great. And I called my LVAD Entresto as a joke. Like, oh, call your LVAD something. I was like, oh, Jim from accounting, and like they're like, no, like, give it a real name, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna call it Entresto. They were like, oh, why would you do that? Because my dark humor self was like, oh, because that was supposed to save me. And it didn't work, so now I'm here. Oh man, they hated that joke. But they're like, oh, you're funny, and I'm like, trying to be. So no, I go to so yeah, I have interest, and in November, I tried getting a PS5. And I was a PS4 player, and they sold out so quickly, and the sites were all jammed and crashing.
And they still are.
And all these bots were stealing all of the, lines and kicking people, IP address scams, like you name it. There was a lot of shit going on, and I got pissed, man. I said, truly, when I want something, I either save up for it, and then I purchase it. Nothing's really stopped me from purchasing anything. I wanted a car, I saved up for it. I went to dealerships, I looked around, and I got it. I waited a couple days for registration and insurance, inspection, but I didn't do anything crazy.
Right.
The fact that I was told in November, you're not going to look at a PS5 to the earliest mark. And mind you, Walmart had all these deals about just getting them out. I have plenty of friends that got it. I was like, you know what? I think it's time to change. So I was looking at the Xbox. And then I was like, no. And I was like, I had an Xbox One. I hated it. I had a 360. I loved it, but I loved it because the games that were on Halo 3, things like that back in the day when I was like 8th grade, 9th grade. But I was like, man, I've been PS4 for like years, man, since it came out. I think I was a senior in high school when it came out, and I've had it since then. And I decided I wanted to get a computer because I wanted video editing and things like that. And I wanted to have hobbies.
Okay.
All I was doing was gaming a little bit, and then it was like 100% just me and my kid. And I just started noticing that she doesn't need me there all the time, man. Like she's good. And the PS5 thing pissed me off, so I was like, I'm gonna get a gaming PC.
Okay.
So I had some money saved up. I had some money saved up from some stuff, and I said, you know what, this isn't my monthly needs. I'm gonna take the money out of that. I'm not gonna use any of my disability money. Like, that's all for my monthly needs. So I'm very big on using that money for what you need to use it for. A lot of people take the money, they don't even need half of it, and they waste it. I hate it. So I put all my money into what I need, and I get myself a really nice game.
Okay.
Pre-built because I just didn't want to mess it up. Everybody's like, oh, you gotta get this and you gotta get that and this and that. And I was like, yeah, I'll put it all into a pre-built. I will choose all those things you told me to, and I will get it into a pre-built, and it will come already made for me. It's got to plug in the power. Okay. And I did that. I went and I got a gaming PC. I got a monitor instead of playing on my 55-inch TV with my PS4. I got like a nice 2K monitor. And gaming changed for me, man. I've never loved gaming so much, man. I've had a computer. I played computer games my entire life. I used to play RuneScape, World of Warcraft, all these games, League of Legends, all these things I used to play back in the day. But I played on regular PCs, man. Little Dells that you do for homework.
Okay.
I had a goddamn beast. I got an Alienware. I got i9 core processor. I got 32 gigabytes of RAM. I'm running hot. And I started making videos, little YouTube clips, and I was having a really fun time with it. I got kind of lazy after I had my TIA. But a month ago, a buddy of mine goes, you really, you have a good voice. I said, that was kind of weird. I don't think about it like that, man. He goes, no, not like that. He's like, You got a great voice. Like, you're just like a positive person for somebody going through so much crap. They go, well, man, I mean, if you're not positive, you're just sad. And like, I'm gonna be sad in my own time. I don't be sad when I'm around people or talking to people. I want other people to like deal with my issues. I want to deal with them myself. You know, my family helps me. They'll deal with it with. I don't need other people to do it. He's like, you should go stream, man. Now he's somebody that also helped me build this computer. And he goes, man, you got the internet speeds, upload and download. I got a gig download. You know, that's big talk right there. 40 up, but you don't really need that much up. I have an amazing PC. I have great monitor. I have camera, looks fine, right? Terrible. I have, you know, a microphone. You know, I use a headset when I'm playing, but I use a microphone all the time to talk. And he's like, you have everything you need. You just need a second monitor. And you need a platform. I started streaming on Twitch. I said, yeah, sure, whatever. And I've been doing it for like almost a month, a little bit less than a month. And I've never thought how much fun this is.
We need outlets.
I feel like I'm outside.
Yeah, you
like
need
I know
outlets.
I'm playing. I know I'm in my corner, my room, in my little gaming area. But I feel like I'm out there, man. Like I got people messaging me. I'm talking to people. You know, we take intermission breaks in between a couple of games. We just talk shit, you know. Sometimes we play Search and Destroy, so we can just, you know, trash talk people for fun, you know. And I only got a few followers, but like, it's fun, man. Like, I'm having a good time.
Watch that ICD though.
I know, right? No, I paid attention. The other day, man, I was like, you know what? This game's getting a little intense. I'm gonna go take a nap. And they were like, what? I was like, I'm gonna go take a nap. Yeah, for real. I thought it was pacing me. It wasn't. I checked it, but still. But yeah, outlets, man. You know. I like cars. I like this. I love food, but I changed my idea of how I think about food.
Yeah.
I've switched it
we're gonna have a whole nother conversation about that.
Yeah. You go, me,
That's
man.
That's gonna be a whole nother episode.
We'll do a podcast on all food.
Because I'm going through it right now, and that's a challenge for me, especially with the surgery coming up and trying to change my habits and all that.
I'm Dominican.
Okay.
Dominicans are the Black Hispanic people, is what we like to call it.
You are.
We are.
And I will come eat at your house any day.
Hey, I'll eat at yours, dog. No problem, man. Everybody fucks with us and everybody hates us at the same time. But we like our fried chicken. And we like it seasoned our way. No adobo. Adobo's made for white. And I was like, no, we use real seasonings and stuff, and that's the biggest issue that I've faced.
Yeah,
is fried chicken, man. We got bodegas left and right over here, and all of them sell freshly fried chicken. And bodega fried chicken hits different than some fancy schmancy restaurant.
Oh yeah,
man.
Yeah.
That quick $5 plate, rice, beans, fried chicken, put a little fried plantains in there. Man, you eat one of those plates. You don't do that in the middle of work. You will sleep for the rest of your job. You need a nap after every time you eat one of those things. And you know, I've given up rice. It's like my favorite thing in the world. I think I like rice more than I like air. Giving up a lot of things because of this diet, man. So believe me, yeah, it's a journey. But I eat 6 times a day. That's how I do. I eat healthy things. I eat very small portions.
Yeah, because you had the surgery, so you can't eat but so much.
2-3 bites, but I know who I am. And that's the best thing. That's the number one thing about this thing, is you got to know who you are. And I know that if I don't eat for 3-4 hours, 5 hours, whatever, when I'm eating, I'm eating. And I know that I could hurt myself because I've had the surgery. That stomach's tight now.
Yeah.
I know that if I don't eat small amounts throughout the day, 4, 5, 6 times a day, I will eat a large amount once. And I will hurt myself more.
Yeah.
And I'll either throw up, constipation, you name it, pain. I could rip my stomach open. I'm still only not even 3 months in yet. 3 months in like 2 weeks. So I noticed that when I break it down to 5, 6 mega small meals, like I made air fried meatballs from scratch.
Air fryer.
No breading. Yeah, air fryer. Makes you feel like you're frying things. I make chicken wings in there all the time. But I made them by scratch, seasoned them the day before, put them in the air fryer. I put a little bit of tomato sauce on them and a little bit of mozzarella cheese, put in the oven, finished cooking. And the meatballs are about this big, nothing crazy. I made them small. And I told myself, 3 and some salad. That, you put me back 2 years ago. I'm not 2 years ago, 6 months ago.
You'd have crushed the whole thing, right?
I would have had the whole entire tray. I would have had 20 of them. But I do 3. I don't even finish 3 half the time. I have a little bit of salad. I try to eat the salad first before I eat meat. That's a big thing. You got to eat the greens when you get there. First month, you can't even eat greens.
Mm-hmm.
The first 2 months, you can't even eat greens almost. And it wasn't until recently they let me start eating raw vegetables. And yeah, greens are good. If you like spinach is really good. Just gotta be careful with the iron on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not bad. This live?
No, we're recording.
Oh, it's recorded. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, wait a minute. But yeah, I love what you're doing, man. Honestly,
Thank you.
I saw Carlos's. Carlos, great friend. So when I was in the hospital for my LVAD and I was walking around, I met someone who just got a heart transplant. This guy Dana Tennant, and I'm telling you, that guy, if he needed a kidney, I'd probably offer it if they let me. That guy got me mentally prepared more than anybody at that hospital. And he got me understanding of what I needed to use for where. I hate the bag. Hate it. So I used the football girdle.
Okay.
Now, at first, I only used it around the house. I use that thing every single day. I got 5 of them. But I only have to do laundry once a week.
I'm going to get one. I got a vest that I can use, too.
I got a vest, too. I got the shirt. I got the vest. I got the bag. I got a Coach bag.
But you know what, me? Yeah, I got a Supreme bag. I got 2 Supreme bags. But
yeah, I got one that I can wear outside. Like, I can go to like a nice event in a suit with. But like,
I wear mine though because it's because I'm doing this. I like people to know that I have it. If you know what it is and you see the strap, you're gonna know. Yeah,
different strap than we normally think about. You see the strap, I'm like, wait a minute. But yeah, so yes. But I noticed when people looked at me. So I'm an Hispanic. My dad has so much goddamn Lebanese blood in him. Even though he was born in the Dominican Republic and his parents were born in the Dominican Republic, grandparents weren't, great grandparents, I suppose, came from a different country because my dad looks Arabic to the T. And not like the regular, happy Arabic that you walk by in the street. He looks like the ones you see on like the news. When they're in trouble. You know what I mean?
Right.
And a lot of people don't know I'm Dominican. I don't sound it. Besides a little flag in my car, no one knows I am Dominican unless I tell them. A lot of people think I am Arabic, and I do live on the border of New Hampshire. And if anybody knows what New Hampshire is, it is like the South, but in the North. You got great people, and then you got those people that just they just don't know how to like act right. Whether they're racist or not, they just don't know how to act right. And I noticed every single time I wore the bag, or it was very visible what I was wearing, I got some dirty looks. I got the cops called on me actually, and they were asking me what the hell was, and like they were like Googling it while I was on the side of my car because someone called the cops saying that they think someone had a bomb on.
I can see that happening.
3 cruisers. Good morning. So I hide it. I wear the bag sometimes, especially if I go to an appointment. I don't want to be pulling controller out of my like junk area.
Yeah.
But I got the controllers on my hips. Like I ain't trying. The wires on my hips. The batteries on my hips. Besides a little bit of the wire showing, I really don't. It's not. I leave the wire out. So the wire that comes from the belly, driveline, and then the one that goes into like the controller, I leave that outside of my pants. Why? I need to know it's there.
Mhm.
Whenever it's like stuffed into my pants or something, I just get this weird nervousness, like anxiety, like I'm not in control of it almost, and I feel too comfortable to the point that then I'm not comfortable. So I always keep that out. Also, my big thing is a lot of my friends have animals and pets, and I went to this girl's house because when COVID hit, I never hung out with anybody, but you get lonely.
Mhm.
So I'm single, and I hit up somebody, and I was like, hey, like let me come over, like I'll come over, and I didn't know she had a dog, and the dog went to bite my wire.
Yeah, I heard that was a thing with dogs. Yeah, certain dogs. Yeah,
they don't know. It's not their fault.
Mhm.
They don't know. It's new, it's not like they see that every day. But like that dog kind of wasn't trained. If you're seeing this, I don't like your dog. Almost killed me, goddamn it. But I was able to crush my hand inside of its mouth because that's what happened. I tried to stop it, crushed my hand. It was great. And that's when I was like, man, whenever I'm around animals, I'll stuff my wire in, and that's it. Whenever I go see any of my friends, I just stuff the wire in so that if the dog sees it, they don't know. But that and doorknobs are my only fear.
Yeah.
Dogs and doorknobs.
Mine is water.
Water is, but I have put myself in a situation, like mentally, where if water is around me, I'm ready. I don't do baths, so I don't have to worry about that. I take showers. I
live down in the Hampton Roads area, so it's water everywhere.
Yeah, what state do you live in?
I'm in Virginia.
Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. So like Virginia Beach isn't that far.
Oh yeah, I see.
Norfolk and Hampton. And,
we have Hampton. We have Hampton Beach up here, and yeah, I never liked the beach anyway. I don't like the heat. I'm a winter guy, man. That's why I haven't moved out of here. I used to live in the Republic for a couple of years. I was 6th and 7th grade. My parents were just trying to get us to be Dominican. I failed. Besides eating, I don't think I'm really that super Dominican. And besides eating and music, that's it. And it was just so hot all the time. I was like, I don't know how the people in the South do it, man. I need that.
The water. It's the water.
Yeah, water. Yeah. Good. I don't. That's
so
why I'm not
my two things
two reasons.
Water and cabinet doorknobs.
Yeah.
Getting caught on that doorknob is.
Oof. Yeah. So I had gotten caught. Actually, that's the main reason why we ended up switching. So I had to move with my parents when I got sick. There was nothing else about it. There was no way I was going to move out. I was actually planning on moving out. Started saving up money. But there was no way. When I got the LVAD, they told me straight to my face, you can't live on your own. I said, no, I know plenty of people that do it. And they're like, yeah, their success rates are terrible. You need to live with your parents or, my sister had stayed living here too. Because she just was my caregiver, like my main caregiver, which is another thing a lot of people don't understand about LVADs. It's the caregivers, man.
That's the most important part. I am
telling you, man. Yeah. Like I tried. Don't get me wrong. I try, and I will try every single day. But I ain't here because it's just me. And it ain't just because of the doctor. Between my mom and my dad and my sister, on like 99% of the time, it's because of them as well. Now my brothers too, great. Especially my brother Josh, he's a nurse and he's always checking up on me and making sure that like I don't make mistakes. Because he gets it. He's 29. He's like, there's no way you're having a good time. I'm having a good time in the sense of like I'm still here and I'm like, but I'm not living my best life. I'm not thinking about a trip with the boys to Miami.
Right.
I'm not doing any of that. I'm just like, oh, it'd be a nice day to go for a walk today. That's exciting. But yeah, I definitely caregivers, man. It's without support. My friends fully supportive. My guy friends, my friends that are girls, like they're all very supportive. They understand it. one of my friends, Joel, man, I'm telling you, you can't cough around that kid. I mean, one day I was like, oh, I don't feel good. And you would have thought this guy had a stretcher in his freaking. He was like, what do you need? What do you need? I'm like, dude, I'm fine. I just don't feel good. And then he was like, I just had like a weird like ache. He was like, we need to call everyone. I'm like, oh man. But he says that's love, man. That's the one thing I was blessed with is love.
Well,
I love from my
I have
friends.
to get ready to go. I'm seeing
Oh yeah,
parents
sorry,
too.
man. I fucking could talk for 2 hours.
Kids are in school, and yeah, they didn't already came and nudged me twice. So.
Oh yeah. No problem. I'm sorry.
How can people get in touch with you?
All right, so Facebook. I'm in the LVAD groups. The three of them. I joined that no judgment one. I don't know why, but the friends, the LVAD friends, LVAD warriors. I'm in there. Kevin Alexander Taveras, you can find me. Gaming channel. Yes. I don't know.
Yeah. Do the Twitch.
Yeah, whatever. So my gaming gamer tag is Beautiful Choco Man. They'll call me that in high school, and I made it my gamer tag, Beautiful Chocolate Man, for very long. Instagram, same thing. All YouTube, Beautiful Chocolate Man. That's how you can find me. But LVAD groups. If you're an LVAD person and you're new or you're old to this, I just had a call with somebody in MGH that's getting an LVAD. I talked to him and I talked to his granddaughter, and I told him, man, it is not easy, but it's capable.
Yeah.
Getting a master's degree isn't easy. Plenty of people have it. We're surviving. There's not a lot of us right now. A lot of us get transplants. A lot of us don't make it. It happens, man. COVID didn't help.
Yeah.
But for the ones that are here, I think a lot of us can say, at least 85% of us can say, it's going to be all right. We're going to make it out of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been my conversation with Kevin Taveras, member of the LVAD Nation. He will be back because we got to have that conversation about the whole weight loss thing.
Yes, and food. We got to talk about good food.
Yeah, so he will be back.
Thank you, brother. All right.
This is Kevin. I'm Sean, and we are out.
See you later, man.